Welcome guys, and today we are going to look at the 12th game in the Queen's Gambit declined variation, and this game is played by Georgiev white and Jussupow otter black, and it is played in Germany in 98. The game goes d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3, d5, knight c3, bishop e7, bishop g5, h6, and bishop h4, castle shot, e3, b6, and bishop d3, bishop b7, and bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, cd5, ed5, and castles and c6. And this is a very modest move. Here c5 gives more chances of counter play. So then b4, uh, this way white gets what he wants. Here you can also play queen b3, rook e8, queen b3, knight d7, a4. Too early is b5 because black can liberate his game thanks to a tactical subtlety in two moves. Uh, if at all, b5 is played here, there is c5 and knight takes d5, bishop takes, and after queen takes, knight e5. Uh, After knight e5, queen takes d8, and there is knight takes f3 check, and after g takes f3 there is rook a d8, and the pawn on the d4 is lost, after which the opposite colored bishops will guarantee a completely equal game. So here before b5, a4 and a5 and ba5. This unconventional looking capture, which we have seen already, is almost always going to be the best answer here. Rook takes a5, bishop f5, and rook a6, rook fe1, c5, and the black player sees a chance to free his game, and after rook a b1, here if instead of rook a b1 there is, if knight takes d5, then after bishop takes d5, queen takes d5, there will be the same trick again of knight e5, uh, knight e5, then if bishop e4, then there will be knight takes f3 check, bishop takes f3, queen takes d5, bishop takes d5, and cd4, and there are hardly any edge persists. And so to avoid this, the d5 pawn was not taken. So after this, rook a b1, now there is g6, bishop h3, c4, and queen c2, and knight f8, and g3, and bishop c6. Here there is the half open b file which white can use to put pressure on b6, and the central moves e4 and knight e5 are in the air well. bishop g2, knight e6, h4, knight c7. Here the queen d6 looks more sound and normal. King h2, queen d7, rook b4 and king g7. Here instead of this move, rook e8, rook e8, and after rook e b1, bishop takes a4 and knight takes a4 and rook takes a4, rook takes b6. Here white has some convenient plus, so after king g7, rook e b1, rook b8, here rook e8 was more sensible, but after that white's best way to continue is knight e5. So if here it was best to put rook e8, and after knight e5 there is bishop takes, and after d takes, bishop takes a4, and there is queen b2, and white has a plus here. Rook b8, and after knight e5, bishop takes, d takes, queen e7, f4, queen c5, and queen c1, rook ba8. Here if at all black played b5, this is met by h5, and after rook a b6, and after rook a b6 there is a takes b5, bishop takes b5, and h takes g6, f takes g6, and now the strong e4, and this is supported by the tactic after d4, knight takes b5, rook takes b5, rook takes c4, and after rook takes b1, rook takes c5, rook takes c1, and rook takes c1, and here white is winning. So here b5 is met by h5, and after rook ba8, knight e4, if d takes e4, then rook takes c4 comes. Okay, knight d queen I'm sorry, queen e7 and knight d6, bishop takes a4, rook takes b6, and bishop b3. Here better was bishop d7, but still there is rook takes a6, rook takes a6, and rook b7, and rook c6. After rook c6 there is queen c3, and this is winning for white. So after bishop takes a4, rook takes b6, bishop b3, rook b7, rook 6 a7. There is rook takes a7, rook takes a7, and knight c8, queen a3, knight takes a7, queen takes a7, and rook a1, queen c5, rook b1, knight e6, queen c3, d4, ed4, knight d4, and e6, uh, uh, and the knight is pinned here, and after king f8, rook takes b3, knight takes b3, and queen f6, and here black resigned because there is, after queen c7, bishop d5, knight c5, knight c5 is shown as a blunder. If king goes here, there is this check, and after queen takes, I think it's no use. So I hope you would have enjoyed this game, guys. I'll meet you in the next model game. Thank you.